All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Lunch and Learn, where we will be doing a preview of the 2017 Young Farmer and Agriculturist Conference and the WFBF annual meeting. I'm Wendy Cannell, the Director of Training and Leadership Development, and I will be talking about this year's YFA conference. And also with me is
Bob Legge. I'm Executive Director of Member Relations, and I will be talking about the Wisconsin Farm Bureau annual meeting.
Excellent. So for those of you who don't know, our YFA conference will be held December 1st through the 3rd at the Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells, and the annual meeting will be December 2nd through the 4th in the same location. So mark those dates on your calendar. Registration is now open, and we will put the registration website up on the screen afterwards, or talk to your district coordinators about how you can get registered for this year's YFA conference or annual meeting. We're going to be talking a little bit about this year's theme, and this year's theme is Farm Bureau Rooted in Family. We hear from Farm Bureau members all of the time that when they come to Farm Bureau events, it's like they're going to a big family reunion. They've made a lot of connections throughout the years, and so the YFA conference and the annual meeting are great opportunities to reconnect with those people and continue to share ideas and learn from one another. And of course, we're going to have a little fun too. So you might see this logo representing this year's YFA conference and annual meeting throughout the upcoming weeks and months as we get a little bit closer to our big event. We're really happy and excited to bring two really great keynote speakers to the YFA conference and annual meeting. The first is Michelle Payne, and she will be speaking at the Saturday morning breakfast of the YFA conference. She's going to be talking about the people, the passion, and the purpose. So why are you involved in agriculture? Where does your passion come from? And why do you do it? And then taking that a step further and sharing that message with everyone that you know. So if we take a look at just Michelle's bio, she connects people with people in science of food and farming as the principle of cause matters. And she is known for being a community catalyst, a passionate advocate for global agriculture, and antagonizing people into action. And so we're really excited to have her help you dig deeper into why you are involved in the agriculture industry, and then taking that why and putting it into action. So once again, Michelle will be on the program on Saturday morning during the YFA breakfast. We're also excited to welcome Chris Cook. Chris actually was a keynote speaker at the American Farm Bureau Fusion Conference last year, so we have the opportunity to hear him speak, and so we have invited him to be a part of our Sunday morning brunch, and his message is "If I Can," and I really want to share this inspiring message from him, and we'll also be sharing it at the YFA conference annual meeting this year. But in Chris's words, I absolutely love sharing my story and spreading the message of "If I Can." My life has been a fun ride with a lot of laughs, and I make sure that my presentation reflects that. I've not let limitations or obstacles in my life stand in the way of achieving my goals and dreams, and I encourage others to do the same. Furthermore, I'm constantly setting new goals for myself, and I think it's important for everyone to always be challenging themselves as well. Simply put, if I can do the things I've done so far in my life, what is stopping anyone else from doing the same? And so an interesting tidbit of information about Chris is that he's actually a farmer. So if you can imagine being born with no arms and no legs and being able to farm, he really has a unique and interesting story, and I think all of you will be inspired by his message. So you will not want to miss that keynote on Sunday morning. So all of our YFA members and everyone in attendance at the annual meeting will have the opportunity to hear Chris speak. Friday night, for those of you who have come to the YFA conference in the past, we're going to continue with our welcome dinner. We'll hear from some of our sponsors, including Rural Mutual Insurance and Growmark. We'll also recognize our State Young Farmer and Agriculturist Committee, hear from our YFA Chair, Derek Kuzmoen, and recognize those committee members who will be retiring off of the committee. We'll turn right into our district meetings, and I know that your YFA committee representatives have been working diligently to start preparing those district meetings with fun activities. You'll recognize the applicants and contestants in the Excellence in Ag Contest, Achievement Award, and the discussion meet during those meetings as well. And something new, there's a lot of new things happening at this year's YFA conference, is we have some new entertainment for Friday night. So after the district meetings, we're actually having a casino night where you'll have about 2 hours to play a variety of casino games, including blackjack, roulette, and my personal favorite, bingo. You'll be awarded tickets, and those tickets can be turned in to sort of a bucket raffle. So we'll have some really nice raffle items that you will be eligible to win on Friday night. So we'll continue to have fun. Some of the feedback that we've got from members in the past is that Friday nights are a really great opportunity to network with other members. And so I think we'll still be able to continue to network and socialize, but have a little fun too. So something new that's coming during the Friday night entertainment. Saturday is looking pretty similar. We'll have our discussion meet. We have 27 excellent candidates who will be competing in this year's discussion meet. 3 members from each of the districts. Those will be starting at around 8:15 on Saturday morning. We'll have our first 2 rounds of the discussion meet. We'll then follow that with the brunch and keynote from Michelle Payne. You'll also be able to watch the Excellence in Ag presentations if you follow Wisconsin Farm Bureau, Young Farmer, and Agriculturist on Facebook. Over the next few weeks, you'll actually see videos of all of the Excellence in Ag finalists, as well as the Achievement Award finalists, and a little bit of information about what they do and why they're Farm Bureau members. So you'll be able to meet all of our finalists. We'll also have our workshops, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. We have a new workshop format this year, which we're really, really excited about. The committee has been working really hard on preparing that workshop schedule. And then the day will end out with the Farm Bureau Proud Banquet, recognizing those membership workers who have signed 5 or more members during this membership year. So about that workshop format, we're going to continue to have the traditional 45-minute workshops. And so some of those topics include our keynote, Michelle Payne, talking about championing agriculture. So she's going to take what you've learned in the general session and then continue that into that breakout on Saturday afternoon. We're also going to have Amber Raditz from Discovery Farms talking about farmer-led watershed programs. Maybe you've heard about these efforts in your area, but they have definitely come to the forefront of discussions and how farmers can work with water quality issues in the area in which they live. We're also going to have a farm transition panel. And so this panel is going to include young farmer members who have gone through the transition process. They're going to talk about what went well, what didn't go well, offer some tips and tricks of things that might benefit you if you yourself are going through farm transition. And we're also going to have a member of the DATCAP Farm Center on that panel. So the Farm Center, which will actually offer a workshop prior to the panel, is going to talk about the resources that they can offer through farm transition. So between all of the young farmer members who are going to be able to talk about their experiences and having an expert from the Farm Center, I think that panel is going to be a really great opportunity for those of you who are going through transition yourself. And something new that we're adding this year are our 20-minute learning labs. So every 20 minutes, we'll be offering 3 different 20-minute sessions. So if you want to learn more about Farm Bureau, we're going to have a track for that. If you want to learn more about social media, we'll have a track for that. If you want to learn about creating your brand, you can do that. And so these 20-minute learning labs, most of them are actually being taught by our members. So it's members teaching members. We're really excited to give those opportunities for our members to teach one another about things that they are experts in. So what's really unique is that you could go to one 45-minute workshop and 3 20-minute learning labs. You can go to 2 45-minute workshops and 1 20-minute learning lab, or you could just go to 5 20-minute learning labs. It's completely up to you. One of the great things that the YFA committee is working on as well is a mystery workshop. So that's going to be at the end of the workshops. Right now, we can tell you just to show up. And so the committee is working on a really fun program for that. So if you're kind of intrigued by attending a mystery workshop, this is definitely going to be for you. We're excited about this, like I said, because we're really working with our members and their expertise in teaching each other about some of these really great topics. We'll have a full list of workshops available within the next couple of weeks, so we'll be sharing that on our Facebook page, and we'll put it on the YFA conference website as well. So definitely stay tuned for some of those great opportunities that are going to be available to you to learn during this year's YFA conference.
This year's annual meeting will also feature some new twists in the program, particularly with the Saturday night and Sunday night programs. On Saturday evening, we'll gather the entire YFA conference and annual meeting delegation together for the Farm Bureau Proud Banquet. In addition to recognizing the county membership volunteers who qualified as members of the 2017 Farm Bureau Proud Club, a new feature in this year's program will be President Holt's annual Farm Bureau address. Previously, Jim's address was part of the Sunday night program, but this year, the YFA conference participants will also have a chance to hear his annual address in which he'll summarize the organization's accomplishments for the past year and outline our priorities for 2018. The banquet program will wrap up on Saturday night with our featured entertainment comedian, Scott Novotny. Scott has been doing stand-up comedy around the country for the past 30 years, and we're excited to have him at the annual meeting this year. I think he's going to be a great fit for our Saturday night event.
We are also going to have a variety of foundation activities. For those of you who were wondering where the cornhole tournament was for Friday night, we're actually moving it to Saturday night. So it's going to be available for all members to compete in. The registration for the cornhole tournament is now available on the events page at WFBF.com. So it's 2 members per team, and it's $20 per team. It's going to take place Saturday night following the Farm Bureau Proud Banquet and the entertainment by Scott Novotny. In addition, the trivia contest is back. I know Rob Richard, who organizes our trivia contest, has been working hard to make that happen. That will also be on Saturday night following the Farm Bureau Proud Club Banquet. So if you're really interested in participating in cornhole and the cornhole tournament, or if you're a trivia buff and you want to compete in that, there are definitely a few opportunities for you available on Saturday evening. Registration for both of those events, like I said, are available on the events page at WFBF.com, and we'll be sharing that website here at the end of the webinar. So you can register between now and November the 20th. If you don't register by the 20th, you can register at the WFBF annual meeting in the trade show area foundation booth from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock on Saturday. However, trivia is limited to the first 36 teams who register, and cornhole is limited to the first 40 teams who register. So don't delay. I know I was at a county annual meeting last night, and they already registered for the trivia contest. So as that event gets more popular, registration fills up a lot more quickly. So get your registration in, gather your team of trivia buffs, and consider being a part of that contest. And as always, we will have our silent auction in the trade show area. We know that county farm bureaus and individuals have been working on donating items for the silent auction. It's a great way to give back to the foundation. So all of the proceeds benefit the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Foundation, which benefit many of our programs, including promotion and education, young farmers and agriculturists, the Institute, Collegiate Farm Bureau, and Ag in the Classroom. So if you're interested in donating, please consider going to WFBfoundation.com and getting a silent auction donation form and bringing your donation to the annual meeting, or take a look while you're there at what's available throughout the trade show and bid early and bid often. So we're looking forward to all three of these events supporting the foundation throughout the YFA conference and annual meeting.
Moving on to Sunday's program, Sunday will kick off with the morning devotional service hosted by the WFBF Promotion and Education Committee. That will be immediately followed by the Collegiate Discussion Meet Finals, which will begin at 8:30, and the Collegiate Discussion Meet Finals, again, will be followed by the Young Farmer and Agriculturist Discussion Meet Finals at 9:30. A Sunday brunch program will round out the YFA conference agenda and will feature the announcement of the 2017 Collegiate Discussion Meet winner, as well as the winners of the Farm Bureau YFA Discussion Meet, Excellence in Ag, and Achievement Award contests. We'll wrap up the Sunday brunch session with this year's keynote speaker, Chris Cook. The Sunday afternoon program will feature a series of workshops, which I will highlight on the next slide, followed by the 2017 Wisconsin Farm Bureau Awards Banquet. Another new twist to this year's program will be we will be featuring live music and dancing as part of the Sunday night reception following the Farm Bureau Awards Banquet on Sunday night. And this event, with this change, this year is going to feature the music of the Memories, who were in years past regulars at the WFBF annual meeting and will be back this year by popular demand. Going back to Sunday afternoon, a little bit of information about our Sunday afternoon workshop sessions. We'll begin with a interactive idea and county program sharing session starting at 1 p.m. on Sunday. This session is going to be hosted by the Farm Bureau Promotion and Education Committee and will feature County Farm Bureau representatives sharing some information about successful Farm Bureau programs and activities that they've carried out over the past year. Workshop participants in this session will have the opportunity to go around the room, meet with the workshop presenters and facilitators, and ask questions about how each county program or event was organized and carried out. Later in the afternoon, we will have 3 concurrent workshop sessions beginning at 3:15. First of all, Dan Smith from the Wisconsin Farm Center at the Department of Ag will be on hand to highlight the services and programs that the Wisconsin Farm Center offers. Clearly, this has been a challenging year for Wisconsin farmers in a lot of different ways, and the Wisconsin Farm Center is a valuable resource for farmers as far as dealing with a number of challenges that are going on within the farm operation, within the farm family, and Dan will share some of those services and programs that are offered through the Wisconsin Farm Center. Secondly, Jared Nelson from Farm Bureau Financial Services and Wisconsin attorney Rick Ballenbeck will address the topic of business succession planning on the farm and provide tips on transferring the family farm from one generation to the next. Lastly, Mark Stevenson, who is the Director of Dairy Policy Analysis at the University of Wisconsin, will be conducting a workshop highlighting the changing landscape of Wisconsin's dairy industry and the forces that have shaped some significant recent events affecting Wisconsin dairy farmers. He'll also take a look ahead at what's to come in Wisconsin's dairy industry in 2018 and beyond. Moving on to Monday, the WFBF annual meeting will conclude with the business end of the meeting. That starts with the business delegate breakfast, at which Wisconsin Farm Bureau Chief Administrative Officer Dale Beatty will present a report summarizing WFBF's year, followed by Rural Mutual Executive Vice President and CEO Peter Palizza, who will highlight the past year's accomplishments for Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Following the district caucuses, the County Farm Bureau delegates will convene to form the organization's policy for the coming year, as part of the annual resolution session. So in conclusion, we have a lot jammed into a few short days, but we're excited for another outstanding event, both with the YFA conference and the WFBF annual meeting. There are more details on both events. If you go on the web, you'll see the web address here for more information about the schedule and also registering for the event. And on Facebook, if you follow Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation and Farm Bureau Young Farmer and Agriculturist on Facebook. To conclude, we are excited about this year's event. We're excited about the program that's been put together and looking forward to seeing our members from all over the state at the Kalahari and Wisconsin Dells in December.